So for those of you out there that want to try out Google Cardboard, which is a inexpensive virtual reality goggle that you can make along with your smartphone. The smartphone displays split screen. The problem is that you cannot get the lenses currently, or not easily. The default lenses that you'd like to get are currently sold out. So I was at my parents' house when I wanted to do this, and I realized I had my old View-Master there. So here I'm going to show you how to adapt a View-Master so that you can use it with your smartphone and Google Cardboard. So there might be older ones that look a little bit different, but basically the newer model ones you can just pull apart. You can pry apart like this. Might have to work at it. Feel free to use a screwdriver. So just kind of work it back and forth. So the View-Master is actually made to do exactly this, except usually those old wheels that we put in there show static images. Okay, so there's a number of things in here. You see that there's a spring, which flew off somewhere. Usually this is hooked in there and there's a spring, and to switch the cardboard you run this back and forth. We'll actually only be using this part. So it just so happens that my first generation Droid Razor Max fits perfectly in the support studs right there. I can almost press it in. But it's just a little bit out of focus, so it turns out that we need to remove this ridge of material to get the smartphone screen in the same plane as the as this has been designed for. So I'm going to use a knife. I don't have my pocket knife with me, but I've got a razor knife here. I'll carefully remove these tabs. That support stud's in the way. Now, if you are not an adult and shouldn't be using knives by yourself, make sure you have your parents with you or ask them to do it. So I'll just remove these tabs. What I'm trying to do is get the smartphone screen in this same plane, and it can't do that with these tab ridges here. So I'm just removing them. Okay. And there we go. So now I can place my smartphone down in at the plane where you usually put the round cards for your View-Master. So then what you got to do is download Google Cardboard. And Google has been kind enough to give us a run through of some possible things you can do with this. Install the app. And now the second thing you need is a magnet. And what we might come up with later is a way to use the old wheel to run the magnet. But basically the way you input things with Google is using a sliding magnet there. So while you're waiting for your lenses in order to make that cardboard piece, these lenses here, you can use your View-Master to play with this. Okay, let's get this started here. There we go. We see that there's two screens there, and it's responding to tilt like normal. Okay, what I'll try to do is in this View-Master thing, which usually tells you what you're looking at on the wheel, I can just center that line. And so what that'll do is center my field of view on both those. And I'll set my phone in these studs. If your phone's a little bit bigger, you might need to cut those studs off also. But mine just fits perfectly right there. And then also, if you don't have, or if your phone is thinner than mine, then what you could do is just use some rubber bands to hold it on, and it should be good. So I'll do that here. And that'll keep your phone secure. And there you go. If you look in there, you should have a two-dimensional view that responds to your head. So there's your VR goggle. And to click on, or to enter input, you're going to run a magnet back and forth over here. I just do it by hand right now. Maybe in a future video, I'll figure out a fun way to use this so that you can just kind of click through like you did in the old View-Master toys. Thanks for watching.